for you.
All right, Beth, so this has been a pretty big general conference so far. With regionalization, what do you think?
The Spirit was moving in this place. When regionalization, as we went into voting on it, I felt a sense of urgency from folks. I felt a sense of change coming, a changing wind. And it felt monumental. I felt historic. It felt like we were making change happen to be a more inclusive church.
Yeah, I think the idea of the church being committed to being a truly global expression, giving the United States the opportunity to be a regional conference, but also recognizing that the U.S. isn't the center of the church.
Absolutely.
That looks outwards, but we are a regional church where all people can come to the table. And I think this is just an exciting beginning for a new beginning for the United Methodist Church.
Absolutely. Breaking down some of our walls and really living into who God's called us to be.
And that leads me into just how exciting this week has been so far. And as we enter the second week, what we're looking forward to, one of the things for me is just there's a different vibe, right? How do you think
100%. The vibes are different. You know, definitely it hits different than 2012 and 2016 and 2019. The folks that are here, they just want to build a church where we can be in relationship with one another in a way that we haven't seen before. And the spirit of collaboration and the spirit of love and justice is rolling here.
Yeah.
And it just hits different.
And it's been such a powerful experience in the conversations at the tables, in the legislative committee. My legislative committee, there's such a sense of cooperation, and people who have observed our committee for a number of years have said there's just something different happening. And I think that's the enlivening of the spirit that we feel in this place.
Absolutely.
And, yeah, it's just a different vibe.
There's a levity to this conference, to 2020 postponed 2020 that's happening in 2024.
Right.
There's a levity to it. There's a joy to it. And I'm here for it.
And there's definitely a sense of hope. That's
yes.
what I'm filled with, this sense of hope as we look to the future of the church. There's been so much conversation about disaffiliation and about the pandemic and things that have really weighed heavily on all of us. And this is, for me, an opportunity to experience this hope-filled presence of the Spirit that will lead us forward as a denomination into a new place.
Yeah, I really feel as if we're moving into a new place. When all is said and done, this is going to be a new church. And this is going to be a church where I'm so proud to raise my children in and be a part of. And we were talking about what will 7 generations from now look like as we are forging a new path in our denomination. And I'm excited for it.
And I know for me, I think about that in terms of a move to a more inclusive and just church. And that for me, as I think about generations, I think about my own kids, about the exclusion they've experienced in the church, and the ability to be a part of a conference moving towards inclusivity and justice, where all people find that they have a home in our church. And that is something that I'm proud of as a dad, to go back and be able to say that to my kids. You're really, truly welcome in our church.
You're seen. And that's what it's about, right?
Yep. So now we look at this week. We're starting a new week, and the folks at GNJ want to pray for us. So what would you say are some of the things that they can be in prayer for?
I would say, first, thank you, GNJ, for praying for us through this long-awaited and auspicious time. Continue to pray for each of our delegates as each of us move in different spaces, that we can continue to find ways to collaborate and to love and to serve. And just for health for folks, this is, I like to say, a marathon, not a sprint. So it's a long 2 weeks, 2 weeks away from being away from family, 2 weeks being away from jobs, 2 weeks being away from the norm of our daily lives, right? So just to continue to sustain us while we're here.
Yeah.
And that's what I would say, and continue to pray for our church.
Right. And a special sense of gratitude for those of you who have been part of our prayer chain, those who responded to that, praying for us every day for, a full 15 hours a day, every 15 minutes, new people praying. We're grateful for you.
Absolutely.
I'm grateful for the young clergy who have really organized the church to send messages and notes and prayer shawls and other things that have supported the delegation. So there's prayers of gratitude for you, and also inviting you to be in prayer for us as a church. There's still a long way to go. There's a lot of work that we have yet to do.
Not yet done.
And so we ask for your continued prayer. We need the strength that comes from the prayers of our community, and we're grateful. So GNJ, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We're grateful
so much. We love you all.